So next is 1 to M2M standard architecture we are studying. As I told that one M2M architecture divides IoT functions into three major domains. That is, one is the application layer, second one is the service layer, and the third will be the network layer. So when comparing IoT architecture, the one M2M IoT standardized architecture, you can see the three layers of the M2M. This is having the three layers. One is called as application layer, the service layer, and the network layer. These are the main elements of one machine to machine IoT architecture, right? And this layer will having the automotive application, home application, energy application under the application layer. So smart energy asset tracking, fleet management, right? And the service layer is having the common service layer, communication technologies and protocols. It will have communication networks and communication devices and the hardware it will have. This so and the network layer is, you will have the this network layer will have the applications talk to the APIs to communicate to the sensors. Here we have the APIs to communicate with the different sensors. Here these are the devices, they are called as the sensors, and through the network layer the service will include the common technologies, communication technologies and protocols, and it is also having the communication networks, communication devices and the hardware it is having. And when you come to the application layer, smart energy asset tracking, fleet management, all these are there. And then come to the architecture, that is the what is the function of all this layer, what is their job as the application layer, as a service layer and the network layer. The application layer which is present is the one machine to machine architecture gives a major attention to the connectivity between the devices and their applications. This domain includes the application layer protocols and attempts to standardize the northbound API definitions for interaction with the business intelligence systems. Applications tend to be industry specific and have their own sets of data models, and thus they are shown as a vertical entities. Okay, and the service layer, the function of the service layer as shown in the horizontal framework across the vertical industry applications. At this layer, horizontal modules include the physical network that the IoT application runs on, the underlying management protocols and the hardware. Examples which are going to include for the service layer is the backhaul communications like a cellular, MPLS and networks, multi protocol label switching, virtual private network and so on. See here, that is automotive application, home application, energy application, common service layer, communication technologies and protocols you have, communication networks we have, and communication devices and hardware where they are going to communicate with the networks. In turn, the network is going to send the through the protocols they are able to talk with each other, and there will be a common service level for layer for all the heterogeneous applications. That is a automotive application you have, energy application you have, and home applications you have, right? All these heterogeneous applications can be the data is available in the common service layer, so that the information, whatever the useful data they are going to extract by on their own. And this major attention to connectivity between the devices and their applications, this domain includes the application layer protocols and attempts to standardize the northbound API definitions for interaction with the business intelligence systems. Applications tend to be industry specific and have their own sets of data models, and thus they shown as a vertical entities. Comparing IoT architecture, the one machine-to-machine IoT standardized architecture is the service layer, which is shown as a horizontal framework across the vertical industry applications. At this layer, horizontal models include the physical network that the IoT applications run on, the underlying management protocols, and the hardware. Examples include the backhaul communications via cellular networks, multi-protocol label switching, virtual private networks, and so on. Riding on the top is the common service layer. This conceptual layer adds APIs and middleware supporting third-party services and the applications. From the service layer, that information is going to be distributed to the heterogeneous devices, right? And the goals of these one machine to machine is to develop technical specification which address the need for common machine to machine service layer that can be readily embedded within a various hardware and software nodes, and rely upon connecting the MyRide of devices in the field area network to machine application servers, which typically reside in cloud or the data center. All your the machine to machine data center, they are present in the cloud or in the data center, because whatever the data it is going to accept from the communication technologies, so from the communication technologies, and that comes to the protocols, and they use a different protocols. From their protocols they will send the information to the common service layer, and this data whatever they are sending to the common service layer, they all reside in the cloud, where more security will be provided in the cloud, and it is a data or in the data center. The critical objective of one machine to machine is to attract and actively involve organizations from machine to machine related business domains, including telematics and intelligent transportation, healthcare, utility, industrial automation, and smart home applications, to name just a few. Okay. So come to the network layer. This is a communication domain for the IoT devices and the endpoints, because here only the actual transportation of the data takes place, right? It includes the devices themselves and communication network that links them. We use normally for IoT architecture, we prefer to use mm, a mesh technology, or the star topology, right? Because there will be a proper communication between one endpoints. That is the reason why normally we use a mesh technology. So you people are already familiar with the different topologies in the computer network: star, ring, okay, mesh, point to point, multi-point, right? So like this, you have so many topologies. In that, we are going to use a wireless mesh topology technologies. So we have one standard IEEE standard for this wireless mesh topology protocol, that is IEEE 802.15.4, and second one is the wireless point to multi-point systems, IEEE 801.11ah. Okay, wired device connections, that is IEEE 1901 power line communications, and in many cases the smart and sometimes not so smart devices communicate with each other. In other cases, machine to machine communication is not necessary, and devices simply communicate through a field area network to use case specific apps in the IoT application domain. Therefore, the device domain also includes the gateway device, which provides the communications up into the core network and act as a demarcation point between the device and the network domains. The IoT next is this is about the machine to machine architecture, the different layers, the functionality of the each and network layer, service layer, and the application layer. Okay. So as I told, in many cases there are some smart devices also there, and so smart devices also will be there. they communicate with each other. In other cases, machine-to-machine communication is not necessary, and the devices simply communicate through a field area network to use case-specific apps in the IoT application domain. Therefore, the device domain also includes the gateway device, which provides the communications up into the core network and act as a demarcation point between the device and the network domains. Comparing the next architecture, what we are going to discuss is about the the IoT World Forum standardized architecture. Okay, so here in the M2M architecture, we have only machine to machine three layers, right? That is the application layer, service layer, and the network layer. When you come to the IoT World Forum architecture, it contains 7 layers. Okay, so this 7-layer IoT architecture reference model, this IoT World Forum offers a clean, simplified perspective on IoT and includes edge computing, data storage, and the access. See here, the 7 layers of your the IoT reference model published by IoT World Forum. This is taken from the set of different levels with the control. See now, in the first layer, you can see physical devices and the controllers, right? That we can say the things of IoT, the things in IoT. Second is that connectivity, communication and processing units. There are some connectivity, communication and processing units are present in the second layer of your IoT World Forum. And third layer, we can find data element analysis and the transformation, that we call it as a edge computing, data accumulation or the storage on the fourth layer. And fifth layer is a data abstraction layer. So fifth layer is a data abstraction layer, aggregation and access. Okay, application, reporting, analytics and control. And the seventh layer is the collaboration and process, which is going to involving the people and the business. From here, your data is going to be distributed to the end devices or the end user. Okay, and in the sixth layer, it is going to make the analytics of the data, right? Controlling of that data, and whatever the data is useful for what devices, that is going to be reported. And data abstraction layer, that is the fifth layer, where the data aggregation, that is whatever the data it is received from the base layers here, the things in IoT, physical devices and controller, sensors, devices, machines, intelligent edge nodes of all types. So that information data aggregation, that is the data filtration, data condensation and managing of the data is done on the fifth layer here. Okay, and in the fourth layer, all the data is going to be collected, that is a, we call it is a storage, or it is called as a data accumulation. Edge computing, in the edge computing, all the data element analysis and transformation takes place. And in the first layer of your World Forum architecture, you can see the physical devices and controllers, and second one is with the connectivity, that is how that communication takes place and what are the different processing units. Okay, the IoT reference model defines a set of levels with control flowing from the center. This could be either a cloud service or a dedicated data center to the edge, which includes the sensors, devices, machines, and other types of intelligent end nodes. In general, the data travels up the stack originating from the edge and goes northbound to the center. Okay, and using this reference model are able to achieve the following. It decomposes the IoT problem into the smaller parts. Okay, as we know that when the big problem is going to be divided into the smaller ones, it is very easy for us to solve and do the work, right? So easy to debug, easy to find the error, easy to manage the data, easy. It is very easy if it is in a small part. That is why here the big data is going to be converted into the smaller ones. Here also the IoT problem is decomposes into the smaller parts, and we are going to identify the different technologies at each layer and how they are going to relate to one another. So which is going to define a system in which different parts can be provided by different vendors, and since it is going to be divided into the smaller parts, which part require what technology we are going to implement at each layer, and they are going to relate to one another. It depends upon the requirement of their this one. So define a system in which different parts can be provided by different vendors. Have a process of defining the interfaces that leads to the interoperability. Define a tiered security model that is enforced at the transition points between the levels. Okay, because of this decomposition, the process we are going to define interfaces that leads to the different different devices which they are going to communicate with each other. Okay, and we are going to define a tiered security model that is enforced at the transition points between the levels. So come to the layer 1, that is the first layer of this your IoT FODEM architecture is the physical devices and controller, where the sensors and other devices are there, that we call it as a things in the internet. That means which are the devices that are connected to the internet. That layer is going to state that the different things which are connected to the internet. Okay, including the various endpoint devices and sensors that send and receive the information. The size of these things can range from almost microscopic sensor to the giant machines in a factory. Microscopic sensors means a minute devices, right, which are not visible to our naked eyes. Okay, they are visible only through the microscope. Okay, so that's why they are called as a microscopic sensors. To the big machines, giant machines means some large voluminous big size machines in a different organizations. Their primary function is generating the data and being capable of being queried and are controlled over a network. Okay, layer 2, connectivity layer. So that second layer is we call it as a connectivity layer, and the job of or the function of this layer is communication and processing units. The layer 2 functions communications between the layer 1 devices, reliable delivery of the information across the network, switching and routing takes place, translation between the protocols, network level security. So this connectivity layer is going to make the encompasses all the network elements of IoT and does not really distinguish between the last mile network, the network between the sensor endpoint and the IoT gateway or the backhaul networks. Okay, and next is a edge computing, that is the third layer. We call it as the which contains the data element analysis and the transformation. So what is a data element analysis? Here it is going to perform is about the see that evaluate and reformat the data for processing at higher levels, right? It is going to group that is we call it as a clusters and into as data, right? Filter the data to reduce the traffic higher level processing. So we have to unwanted data we have to delete it, right? Or unwanted data we have to remove from the useful information, so that when it goes to the higher level processing, we can avoid the traffic congestion over the processing of the data. So assess the data for altering notifications or other actions. We are going to, as I told, that only the unwanted data we are going to delete it, and we are going to use the data which is going to perform some alterations. That is a useful information. Only those the data we are going to keep it. See now, the whatever the layer 3 functions is going to perform. So data packets, okay, and here the sending and receiving the information takes place, and from there after processing the data, there it is ready for the processing at the higher level. All the data, filtering the data, evaluating, reformatting data has been done in this year itself. Okay, so data we are going to make them as a data packets, and we are going to send that data for ready for the processing at the higher levels. Okay, now come to the layer 3, that is called as a edge computing layer. Edge computing is often referred to as a fog computing. Okay, so why? Because at this layer it is more emphasis is given more on the data reduction and converting network data flows into the information. So whatever the data it has been processed, and it has been condensed, and it has been filtered. Aggregation of data is done at this level, that is ready for the storage and processing for the higher layers. So here the edge computing layer, we are going to, it is also called as a fog computing, where the storage of the data is done. See here, the fourth layer of the information. See here, data accumulation, that is the storage of the data at the higher, we want to send to the higher level. That is why we are going to store that data in the proper way. Okay, where we are going to send that data. At this layer, the emphasis on data reduction and converting the network data flows into information that is ready for the storage and processing by higher layers. One of the basic principles of this reference model is that information processing is initiated as early and as close to the edge of the network as possible. The data can be filtered or aggregated before being sent to the higher layer. This also allows for data to be reformed or decoded, making additional processing by other systems easier. Thus, a critical function is assessing data to see if predefined thresholds are crossed and any action or alerts need to be sent. Then come to the upper layers, that is 4 to 7 layers: data accumulation layer, data abstraction layer, application layer, and collaboration and process layer. That is the layers 4 to 7. So in data accumulation layer, what is the function is captures the data and stores it, so it is useful by applications when necessary, and converts event based data to query based processing. And data abstraction layer reconciles multiple data formats and ensures consistent semantics from various sources, confirms that data is set complete and consolidated data into one place or multiple data stores using the virtualization. So come to the application layer, it interprets the data using software applications. Applications may monitor, control, and provide reports based on the analysis of the data. Now, collaboration and process layer, it consumes and shares the application information. In collaboration with the communicating IoT, information often requires multiple steps, and it is what makes IoT useful. This layer can change business process and delivers the benefits to the IoT. Now you can see here different levels of separation of IT and OT. See here, so query based, and IT is query based, and OT is event based, and IT is a data at rest. Okay, in OT data in motion, that is a data is moving in and around of the system. Next, IT is non-real time and OT is a real time, because we are going to connect the unconnected things in the IoT, and we are going to work on the real-time applications. Like for example, if we take a smart parking system, okay, or a traffic congestion system, then it is going to be work on the real-time applications itself in the OT, okay, because it is going to work on the real-time applications, whereas in IT it is a non-real time, okay, and all the data which is we are going to done in the IT field is data under rest, okay. Then so we are going to query the query is going to be, it is a query based and it is a what is a event based, right? So that is this is very important architecture. IT world, that is we call it as a IoTWF in short form. It is a IoT World Forum, which is having the 7 layers, and according to the survey, so this gives a more important and more information, and it plays a very important role in simplifying the different stages of the IoT network, because in the base, that is the first layer, all the sensors and devices are connected to each other, right? And from there sensors produces the data, and in the second layer, that is called as a connectivity layer, where all the devices, see the architecture, okay, where all the devices are connected, connectivity takes place, that is communication, and the processing unit starts, that is called as, we call it as a the connecting layer, right? That connecting layer we are going to call that as the communication between the layer 1 devices, and reliable and delivery of the information across the network. Switching and routing takes place, and there will be a translation between the protocols. Network level security takes place in this layer, connectivity layers, right? So this is all about the comparison of connecting layers encompasses on mainly on the all the networking elements of IoT, and does not really distinguish between the last mile network between close one sensors, endpoints, and the IoT gateways and the backhaul networks. So this edge computing layer, that is a third layer, we call it as a edge computing layer, where evolution and reformat data for processing at higher levels takes place, and it filters the data to reduce the traffic higher levels on processing, and assess the data for alerting, notification, and other actions. And here the data packets are going to see here, there the arrow marks, the sending and receiving of the information takes place in data processing, okay, and data is ready for processing at a higher levels. So next, the third layer will be the is called as the edge computing layer, okay, where the edge computing layer referred to as the fog computing. In this, it is going to give the more importance for the data reduction. That voluminous data we want to reduce into the small packets, right? And small data, which is useful data. Suppose we are going to send whatever the data we receive to the higher levels, what happens is that there will be a one of the basic principles of this reference model is that information processing is initiated as early as close to the edge of the network as possible. Okay, the data can be filtered or aggregated before being sent to the higher layer. This also allows for data to be reformatted or decoded, making additional processing by other systems easier. Thus, Thus, a critical function is assessing the data to see if predefined thresholds are crossed and any actions or alerts need to be sent. So, the layers, that is upper layers from 4 to 7, that we call it as the data accumulation layer, data abstraction layer, application layer, and collaboration and process layer. These 4 layers will do the same job as that is they will functions like capture this data accumulation layer. It captures all the data and stores it as it is usable by applications when necessary. So many heterogeneous devices are going to access this useful information and convert this event based data to query based processing. Okay, because whenever whichever the device is going to ask what kind of data that we need to be transported to that particular device. Okay, data abstraction layer, it reconciles multiple data formats and ensures the consistent semantics from various sources, confirms that data is set is complete, and consolidates data into one place or multiple data stores using the virtualization. Layer 6 is application layer. It interprets the data using software applications. Applications may monitor, control, and provide the reports based on the analysis of the data. Okay, collaboration and process layer consumes and shares the application information. Collaborating on the communication IoT information often requires multiple steps, and it is what makes IoT useful. This layer can change business process and delivers the benefits of IoT. Now see, this IoT reference model separation of the IoT and operation technology. So IoT devices we call the operational technology, right? IT is the information technology where we are going to differentiate the process for what purpose they are going to work on. So if you are going to take a IT techno IT, then the this information is a query based, and if you take a operational technology, it is event based, right? And IT is a data trust. The whatever the data it is going to be collected, it is under rest. Whenever it is required, they are going to use it. Whereas whatever the data that produces, it is on the in the OT, it is data in motion. It is moving in and around of the network. It is not kept for the rest, right? And non-real-time applications is the non-real-time applications is the IT network, and the operational technology, since we are going to use the physical devices, they're all the real-time applications. Okay, the IT and OT responsibility in the IoT reference model is that the bottom of the stack is generally in the domain of operational technology, because all the physical devices are there and sensors are there to produce the data. For any industry like oil and gas, this includes the sensors and devices connected to pipelines, oil rigs, refinery machineries, and so on. The top of the stack is in the IT area, includes the things like the servers, databases, and applications, all of which run on a part of the network controlled by the information technology. In the past, the operational technology and information technology have generally been very independent. They are not dependent on any data, right? And had a little need to even to talk to each other. Okay, there is some similarities in some of the other areas they have. So during such period, they want to have the communication with each other. IoT is changing that paradigm, so they are not. It is very different from IT and the OT. IT and the OT, right? At the bottom, the IT OT layers, the devices generally generate the real-time data on their own rate times, vast amounts on daily basis. in a huge amount of data transiting the IoT network, but the sheer volume of the data suggests that applications at the top layer will be able to ingest that much data at the rate required. To meet this requirement, data has to be buffered or it is going to stored at certain points within the IoT stack. Layering data management in this way throughout the stack helps the top 4 layers handles the data at their own speed. As a result, the real-time data will be in the motion close to the edge has to be organized and stored in that becomes a data at rest for the applications in the IT tiers. The IT and OT organization need to work together for overall data management. So you can see here, so both IT and OT are going to work together in some areas applications, right? Because of the information what they are going to do. So whatever the information we are going to do in the data under rest, okay, that is in the motion in the real-time applications in the OT network, right? So OT and IT have generally been very independent and had a little need to even to talk to each other, but IoT is changing that paradigm from the different perspective itself. So at the bottom of the IoT layers, the devices generate real-time data, their own rate sometimes vast amounts on a daily basis in a huge amount of data transiting the IoT network, but the sheer volume of data suggests that applications at the top layer will be able to ingest that much data at the rate required. To meet these requirements, data has to be buffered or stored at certain points within the IoT stack. Layering data management in this way throughout the stack helps the top 4 layers and handles the data at their own speed. As a result, the real-time data in motion close to the edge has to be organized and stored so that it becomes a data at the rest for the applications in the IT tiers. The IT and OT organization need to work together for overall data management. So that is about the IT, OT, and the your IoT reference model separation for the IT and OT network areas. Okay, so 7 layers architecture this is okay, and it says us that compared to the M2M machine machine to machine architecture, it is going to give a best results compared to the machine to machine architecture. This World Forum architecture, standardized architecture, is the best suitable for the which is going to include the edge computing, data storage, and access. Okay, and see here the different diagram, that is a diagram which illustrates the 7 layer architecture of the IoT World Forum standardized architecture.